Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking at a 1987 Daihatsu Atrai Cosmic Roof. That's right, the full glass roof version is called the Cosmic Roof. Now this one here was bought from auction here in Japan for export over to, I believe, USA. Let me just, a little peek. Yep, going over to the USA. 55,000 original kilometers for 1987 is absolutely absurd. This is one of the coolest little K-vans I've ever seen. You know, K-vans are cool to begin with, but the ones from the 80s have a special extra charm. Look at that, the yellow license plate's still on it. Okay, so first off, we're gonna shut the engine off. There is a little bit of an engine, some sort of engine issues. Have a listen, it sounds fine here. Okay, and that ticking is fairly normal for, you know, a 550cc older engine like this. It's just a solid lifter issue. There is, however, a hissing sound in the engine. Oh, an alternator's been replaced recently. So probably a some sort of an issue with a leak somewhere. And look at that, that's the intercooler. Yeah, intercooled turbo, 4-wheel drive. Give it a little rev before I shut it off. And where's the little button to get that key out? There we go. Okay, now you're not going to be seeing any of these Atrai 4-wheel drive vans around because they just pretty much don't exist anymore. K vehicles, for the most part, are somewhat disposable after about 10 or 15 years. Most Japanese people would be like, I'm not paying for that. And so therefore they just turn into scrap. It is a real interesting kind of enthusiast that's going to keep something like this on the road. But I absolutely adore it. Look at those turbo seats. Very, very cool. The rarer the car that you see on the road, the better, in my opinion. And this is definitely up there. Okay, so here's the auction inspection sheet. I'll quickly go through it. It's a Daihatsu Atrai 550cc engine. That's a half a liter engine. Of course, the turbo on there to make it not too slow. These 550cc engines, probably about 120 kilometers an hour is about as fast as it goes, but it's much more comfortable around 100 kilometers an hour, to be completely honest. It's more of an about town kind of thing, or a fun vehicle, you know, off-road, 4-wheel drive. Yeah, I'm just noticing here, our tire over here is all bald on the outside, so you're gonna wanna check your alignment. Okay, back to the sheet here. So, original sunroof on it, no power steering, it does have AC on it, has a Cosmic roof, the high roof, I guess Cosmic is high roof plus glass, 4-wheel drive and turbo, and then they call it California mirrors, which I guess that's what these are. I've never heard them being called that before, but that's interesting. Original mileage in the 50,000s. Okay, and they're going to have to be able to back that up in order to say that on the auction sheet as well. Otherwise, the inspector will cross that right out. Front under guard bar. That's this little thing here. It protects the front of your car from curbs and stuff like that. That would have been an optional thing back in '87 when I was just 5 years old. So aftermarket wheels. Guretsu tone coloring. Gray two-tone coloring, which is true. It's, honestly, if there is something to complain about in the vehicle, it is the paint, and I'll get to that in a second. But the report here, so steering wheel wear, trim is either loose or deformed. That's like door trim. Okay, interior dirty and scratched. Bed area or the trunk area scratched and dented. Underside surface rust and some corrosion. I don't know the extent of the corrosion because I haven't stuck my head under there. The rest of the report was shot by Jacob, who left his camera sitting here with the key bag. I don't know if he knows that yet, but I'll be coming back to the office with 2 cameras.
Want to see us having fun in Japan? Go check out our new channel. Link in the description.
Wheels are scratched, various scratches and dents, and then it says uneven paint and repair marks on the outside. And then the body says W3, W3. W3 usually means pretty nasty repaint. Probably going to want to get it repaired, and that's certainly the case here. And then we got a U3 dent over here, which is a level 3 dent, the W3 over here. And yeah, the paint, honestly speaking, a little on the rough side. You don't notice the paint when you see something like this. And loving those aftermarket wheels sticking right out past the fenders, which, by the way, is not legal here in Japan. And the K vans of the era had a very slanted windshield and a very slanted back window, because that was the style at the time. And you just don't see those too much anymore, because, you know, maximize the volume of the inside by having a flat front and back. I really quite like this. It's very much like the Town Ace of yore. And Daihatsu, also owned by Toyota, so it's sort of like a mini Toyota van, a really tiny Toyota van, isn't it? Styling-wise, and the glass roof, very similar. Let's hop up onto the curb here. And a very Japanese thing to put your decals on backwards on the other side. I'm not sure where that started, but you see it on a lot of brand new cars here. I think that's a reproduction of the logos on there, or the decals. But you'll also see it on race cars and things like that. I don't know, left and right need to be symmetrical, and if you can't read what's written anyway, it doesn't matter that much. So radiator in there, also your AC compressor can be seen a little bit of an offset grille, very typical of Japanese K cars, especially in the 80s. And then paint. So the front bumper, you can see it has some wrinkles here, so that where the paint is lifted up, where they didn't prep the surface properly. And if you look in this area here, like right here and right up here, you can see body filler has been used, and they didn't really sand it down properly before repainting. So this was probably something of a, you know, do it in the backyard kind of business, which is a bit of a shame. But again, where else are you going to find an Atrai? Looks like your wipers have been painted, and they were once pitted quite a bit. You can see that texture in them. Front windshield looking all right. Few minor chips like this one here. See right there at my fingers. There's a few of those. Okay. And yes, these open. So this one opens up, and these ones open up. They don't open a ton, but they do open. It's going to look all sorts of cool driving this thing around with the open roof. It really brings to light that the roof of it is made out of glass and can be opened. So coming down the side is much the same thing. We got like kind of rough paint, a few areas where you can see that, you know, just not enough care or attention to detail. What's this thing? That looks like it's an auto step. I don't know if it works, but I think that swings out. A little bit of a dent there. Some repair here with body filler that wasn't particularly done very well. C'est la vie. This is Japan, where you're not going to find a lot of great paint. This is honestly worse than what you'll usually find on a Japanese paint job. I would consider this like a 1 or 2 out of 10. You know, if it hasn't been painted, it's probably going to look worse than that. But as far as paint jobs go, 1 or 2 out of 10. You can actually see the sanding machine. They used like a 500 grit as their final sanding on there, and you can see the swirl marks from it. Yeah. Hey, I know a guy that can paint a car. $500. Stenciled on. Nope, that's a decal. Okay, taillight's a little bit cloudy. Back bumper looking all right. And again here, just like an uneven finish and whatnot. Okay, tints on the windows. Obviously, this is aftermarket. It's rough. They need to be taken off. But oh my gosh, loving this window decal. It says Daihatsu on the inside of the window. Oh, that is awesome. Just like the cosmic roof up there, but you know, you just don't see this sort of thing anymore. I think car makers just, they're too good at making cars, and they don't give you any of this extra coolness. Looking at that now, that is the original. So that would have been an optional hyper reflective tint that you can get from the factory, and it's not in very good condition, obviously, and it was applied in pieces, as you can see. Still very cool. Okay, so let's just continue around. We're checking the body here for defects and whatnot. Rough condition tire on this side as well. So yeah, it's going to need a little bit of assistance there. The edge here wasn't properly sanded, so we have some nicks and stuff. A little bit of rust that was ground down there, but you can still see the pitting. Okay. Certainly something like this could become someone's project and could become really cool. But with the current condition, it's honestly not too bad. You're getting way more attention than people who are going to be like nitpicky about the paint. You know, that's my job, to be nitpicky about paint. anything that survives on the road past 1987 is just not seen, really not seen. So into the back here, let's have a look at the back card first, which is missing. Okay, but it is a flat panel. You can make your own. You can make your own out of wood and have a very cool woody wagon on the interior. Looks like we have original paint, and yeah, these are commercial vehicles, and so you're going to get this sort of thing in the K-Vans. People use them as cargo vehicles because they bought them to be a cargo vehicle, hence why they have these too. These are to prevent boxes from smashing the windshield when you're putting them in. Unfortunately, your covers up there don't close. It might be quite difficult for you to repair the covers and make them closable. So live with them open, I suppose. Or be brave and try to repair them. There you can see the handle for opening it, one on either side. Okay. And pretty nice condition carpet back here, I will say. About the engine, I didn't really go into great details about it. So when you go to start it, it hesitates a lot until it is warmed up. We've got another video that goes together with this video to show that sort of thing, the cold engine start and side panel up close and interior check, AC, all of this sort of thing comes together with this report. This is just the one that we have in YouTube. Just put that in there. It's part of the car. You're not going to want it, but it is part of the car. Now into the front interior. I guess the middle interior, isn't it? Just noticed here, got a little bit of a texture in here, so there was some rust problems in and around here. So it doesn't look too bad though. 87 is a long time ago. I looked completely different back then. Somebody was driving this off of the showroom, pleased with themselves with the purchase of a Daihatsu Atrai with a cosmic roof, while I was not even playing Nintendo. Sure, the Nintendo was out at that moment, but no, 5-year-old Derek was not playing Nintendo yet. I had maybe tried in television. Maybe. Okay, floor mat here has the Atrai logo in it, a little bit in the rough side, but you could restore that. Door cards absolutely need to be cleaned up. And then look, you can actually put down all of the windows. A lot of the newer K vehicles, you can't do the windows down in the back section. Unfortunately, this one you can't because the window crank is missing. But it should be pretty easy to find a window crank that works. They're somewhat universal. Look at that. This is a little loose. Unfortunately, that's a live with it kind of thing. I think it was like that from the factory. Okay. Driver's side area, the sit down, the 5'10" dude is sitting in the Atrai. Seat is a little on the saggy side, but a decent amount of space in here. You have knee room here, but you know, shifting is going to be a little bit of an issue. Not too bad. I believe something like this up to 6 feet would be fine. Steering wheel looks great, a little bit of wear up here, but has a very nice looking Daihatsu Atrai logo there. Gauge set, yep, looks very much 80s with that diagonal slash look. A couple screw holes in here and a part that's been carved out to get a wire. It says the battery's dead. Doesn't look like the battery's dead. Wire that does nothing. What's this? I love this, but I don't know what it does. Looks like it's broken here, but there's like a hinge. I don't know. I'm fascinated and I want to find out, but I also want to finish shooting this ashtray with cigarettes in it. You want to try a Japanese cigarette, an authentic JDM cigarette, and you're okay with like sucking on a cigarette somebody else has? Go ahead and try one of those. AC controls here in the console. 5-speed manual, 4-wheel drive. Let's put that into 2-wheel drive. Okay, a little bit of a damage there, not too bad. I'm liking the blue stripes on those. Hope that can get restored into being nice and bright. Just love stuff from the 80s. Look at this. That's cool, isn't it? Super cool. Some damage here. Yeah. Oh, that one still works. Wow, it's like a retractable blind style. Never seen a sunroof that does that. And this one will pop up. And this whole cover can all come off if you want to. So it's a retractable piece, or the full cover can be taken off with these guys. So cool. Turbo. The tweed together with the wine red and the tiny little headrests. Ah, so cool. That might be aftermarket too. Clarion. Okay, I'm going to nerd out too much if I stay in this car. Of course, it's going to need a little bit of work. What car from an 87 doesn't? But what a cool little thing to bomb around in and turn some heads. So that'll be the end of the report here. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in importing a car, check out Pacific Coast Auto. My name is Derek Weldon. Thank you so much and have a good day.